All right. Welcome. Last week we did hatha yoga. I really enjoyed it, and so I wanted to continue that trend. We'll still have some flow going on as well, but um, that would be the practice. And we'll begin with some breathing exercise to get warmed up. Today we'll try a viloma, an interrupted breath. We're going to interrupt the inhale. So it's really is one inhale that you're pausing. We're going to pause that a few times, and then you'll take one long exhale. So very simply, you're just going to exhale all the air. And then inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and then inhale all the way. Exhale all the air. When you're doing this, you're trying to make the amount of each inhale equal. On the next, let's try again. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and then inhale full, and then exhale all the air. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale all the way. Exhale all the air. So we're going to add another pause. So this time there'll be 4 parts to the inhale instead of 3. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Again, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Notice if your focus has increased slightly by the effects of the breathing. Let's try it again with 5 chambers, 5 aspects of the inhale. Again, we want to make each chamber feel even. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Last one of this set. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale full. Exhale all the air. Put your arms in the sky. Just wiggle your wrists, make some rolls with your wrists. And then reverse those rolls. Drop your right hand over and stretch across to the right. Let's come back up. Let's go to the left. Come back up. Change the cross of your legs if you'd like, and let's go over to our right again. Let's go over to our left again. Maybe sitting up a little higher if that works for your body. And now you're going to do some seated cat-cow shapes by feeling the spine. So make sure that you're seated high enough that your spine can go forward and back without feeling any impingement. So hands on the knees. Inhale, bring the ribs forward and lift your chin. And then exhale, pull the ribs back and drop your chin. This is the basic movement. Just do this, or here's some more details. Inhale, pull forward. Lift your chin and lengthen your throat. Exhale, drop your chin. Pull your ribs back and fold, feed your belly muscles into the back of your spine. Inhale, forward. Lengthen your throat. Pull your elbows back with your hands on your knees. Exhale. Fold the belly muscles into the spine, the low back. Inhale, pull forward. Drawing those elbows back as you hold onto your knee. Exhale, round. Feed the belly muscles into your spine. Now pull your ribs to your left, and then kind of swoop and crescent your ribs back around to the right. You do that 2 more times. Swoop and crescent to the left, and then swoop and crescent to your right. 1 more time. Now you're going to make a full circle. So come over to your left, pull the ribs forward, swing them over to the right, and pull the ribs back. Let's do that 2 more times. Try to move as slow as you can. Breathe in the arc of your movement, feeling that rib cage swivel around or above the pelvis. Allowing the neck and shoulders to articulate in that movement. And we'll pause, and you're going to reverse. You're going to do the opposite direction 3 times. Because most movement as possible while remaining fluid in the motion of your spine. Stretch your arms high up into the sky. You can fold your fingers into each other and stretch your elbows straight up, palms up. Breathe. In holding this posture, you're going to do a Viloma round again. This time you're trying to make as many interruptions as possible. So some of you may get 20 pauses in just one inhale. Remember, each breath, inhale, should be the same amount of air. Exhale all the air. And begin. And then when you're full, exhale all the air. Let your arms drop by your side. Let your head become heavy and drape your body forward. Try to release tension. See if you feel any warmth circulating through your body. Inhale, roll back up. You can change the cross of your legs again, and then stretch your arms into the sky. You can change the cross of your fingers this time. Arms straight. Long spine. So I'm not cueing this time because we don't know how many breath intervals you're going to take. Just try to create one full breath with many even length interruptions. Exhale the air. And begin. Once you're full, hold a moment, and then exhale all the air. Drape forward. Inhale, roll back up. Let's do another round. Change the cross of your legs, interlock your fingers, and reach them up to the sky. When you're inhaling, you are trying to listen to your body. You're trying to look for new areas in your lungs where you can put air. Exhale all the air. Another round, as many interruptions as you can. And release. This time, walk your hands over to your right, your body over to your right thigh and knee. Breathe here. And walk your hands over to your left thigh. Drape your body over your left thigh and breathe here. And then come back to center. We're going to do one more round sitting up. You can change the cross of your legs, interlock your fingers. You can alternate blocking and reach up to the sky. When we practice hatha yoga, there's some rigor. We're challenging our lung capacity, but the effort, the coolness of our muscles should be calm and relaxed, even as we are adding the heat of attentiveness. Exhale the air. Begin. Many inhales as you can. In. Release when you're ready. Draping forward. Release your spine forward. Walk your arms over to one side. Walk your arms over to the other. And then come back to center. Good. Welcome to your practice. When you're ready, please join me in tabletop posture. Using blocks is an option for today's class if you'd like, so you can have them at or near the foot of your mat. Tabletop pose. So you can have your hands on the blocks or just place them flat on the floor, placing your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Take a deep breath. Notice that from that Viloma pranayama, it should be easier to breathe. Your lungs should feel more open and expansive. Just give yourself a moment to let your spine find neutral. If a certain shape in your spine feels good, just allow that to happen for a moment. Settle into this shape. Good. When you're ready, you're going to take your right foot back. So the right foot's still on the floor, but the leg is straight. And your left hand forward, straight out. Breathe here and find stability first. Try to push out through your fingertips and push back through your right foot. Feel the abdominals tone and engage. Once the abdominals are toned and engaged, you can think about maybe lifting the back foot, the right foot, off the ground any amount. Breathe here. You still want a long front of your spine. Smooth, steady breath now. Breathe in and out through your nose. It's available to you. You're going to bend your lifted knee, bend your lifted leg, and reach back and see if you can touch the foot with your hand. If you can't touch, that's fine. Just think about touching. And then place the hand and knee back down. Good. Straighten your left leg straight back. The foot is on the floor to start. The leg is straight. Then extend your right hand straight out. And just concentrate on lengthening the distance. So you feel your core, your abdominals engage. It's like they're almost like hollowing toward your back. Breathe. Don't stop breathing. And then if it's available to you, you're going to lift up your left leg any amount and continue the practice of breathing and staying present for the sensation. This is all yoga needs to be, to have a complete practice. It's just to be with what exists, be with what is happening. and to listen more deeply to this experience than your own thoughts. If it's available to you, you're going to bend your back knee and reach back. Maybe hold the foot if it's available. You don't have to force it. Stay focused on your balance. And then lower down. Good. Tuck your toes and press yourself up, downward facing dog posture. Stretch the backs of your legs. Try to feel the stretch through the whole of your legs. From the base of the ankle, all the way up to the sit bones. But there's no one part of your leg that feels the stretch more than the rest. Certainly not the back of your knees. Two more deep breaths here. Press with your palms to stretch your legs back. Good. Walk your hands back or forward. Walk your feet forward to come to a forward bend. By pressing down through the centers of your feet, inhale, come all the way up, and stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Turn your palms to face forward. And inhale, lift your shoulders up as high as you can. With the shoulders up as high as they can. Take a deep breath. Keep lifting your shoulders up. And now try to turn off the effort that is not helping keep your shoulders up. Turn off the effort that is not keeping your shoulders up. Good, and then relax your shoulders down. Inhale, lift your shoulders up as high as you can. High as you can get them. And then relax the effort that's not necessary to keep your shoulders up. Relax your shoulders down. Good. Inhale, stretch your left arm high up into the sky and step your left foot slightly forward, a short stance forward. A little bit of bend in your front knee. Stretch up through that left palm as high as you can. You can roll your wrist once or twice and see if you can stretch a little higher. Good. Now pull your left arm straight back so that you're turning at your waist, turning at your base rib. Excuse me. Twisting at the waist and opening the left shoulder. If it's available, turn your gaze as well. Maybe even look at your back hand. Keep twisting and breathe. Good, now bend your front knee as deep as you can, but don't untwist. And come up and out of your posture. Good. Take your right arm up into the sky. Step your right foot forward a little bit, about 3.5 feet, 3 feet. Stretch up through that arm as tall as you can. Make those fingers bright and shining. And just pull that arm straight back so you twist at the ribs and waistline. If it's available, turn your neck as well and gaze at that hand. Keep stretching, keep extending energy and awareness out through the arm. And now bend your front knee slow, as deeply as you can. Certainly, if not past your toe, just as deeply as you can. You get to your toe, you need a longer stance. Breathe. Good, let's come out of that posture. And do shoulder rolls. So inhale, lift the shoulders up, pull them back, maybe pull your elbows back as well. And then reach. Almost like you're trying to push your palms down to the floor. So pull those shoulders away from your ears. Let's do that again. Inhale, like you're lifting a tray up with your hands and then your shoulders. Pull the elbows and the shoulders back. And then push your palms down, pulling your shoulder blades down your back. You're trying to lengthen the distance now from ear to shoulder. Inhale, hands come forward, shoulders go up and back. And then exhale, push down, draw the shoulder blades down from the ears. 2 more like that, nice and slow. Use your awareness, use your active presence to create heat and the appropriate amount of intensity for your body to practice. So that the muscles clear themselves of tension rather than create new tension. This is the importance of a mindful yoga practice, to clear the muscles of tension, not to create more. Good. Now, place your palms together and interlock your fingers. Stretch them straight up to the sky so it's like you're squeezing the sides of your head with your biceps. And reach up as tall as you can reach. If it's available, come up on your tippy toes and balance for a moment on your tippy toes. And just feel this elongation as you breathe and draw your abdominal muscles in to help increase that extension in your spine. Sometimes we can draw our abdominals in and that can decrease the extension in our spine. This is to increase, to support our spine. Keep lifting. Keep lifting. Now, if you can stand on your tippy toe, that's great. Otherwise, place your feet flat and pull yourself over. Literally pull with your right hand, pull your left fingers to help pull your body to the right. Stretching, extending out. Don't stop the pose. Remember, you're bringing a level of mindfulness to build intensity. We don't want to build rigor that will cause harm to the body. So breathe and make sure your muscles welcome the pose. Another breath. And come back up. Good. Lower your feet down. Rest your arms. You can shake it out. Just rest, or if it's good. And you're going to interlock your fingers again. Maybe change the interlocking. I like to point the index. That's just how I was traditionally taught. You interlock the fingers and point the index. And reach straight up. So the arms squeeze the sides of the head. In that effort to reach up, you can come up on your tippy toe. Keep breathing here. Keep reaching up. We want to make as much length in our spine and be as tall as we could possibly be. Whatever that takes in this shape. Again, never entering a place of pain. Breathe and fold the belly muscles toward the spine. And now, pull with your left hand, pull the body to the left. Breathe. Keep pulling. We want to create a sense of activation, but not strain. Make sure your neck is in the crescent shape as well. Tippy toe, if this does not feel like enough engagement for you, stay on tippy toe. Did you stop paying attention to your breath? And come back up. Good, release the arms down. Just release the whole body down. Hinge at your hips. You can put the hands on the blocks or on the floor. You need to bend your knees, but you can have your hands on something. Good, try to release the tension straight through the centers of your feet. Straight through the centers of your feet. Good, now push down through your blocks or the floor and flatten your back muscles. So push the floor down. I'm pushing my blocks down. This is allowing me, this is creating resistance to lift my spine up and to engage my back muscles. Good. Breathe here, try to press the crown as high into the sky as possible. If you have access to a camera or a mirror, you can even gaze can see, is my spine straight? Is my back musculature engaged? Or is my low back still rounded? Is my neck kinking? Pushing down the floor. Push down the floor so much you actually feel the abdominal muscles, the low ones, below your navel. Lift the lowest abdominal muscles. Lift toward your spine. Keep breathing. Keep holding. There should be no fatigue. That's the level of effort you take on in your asana. Good. Now release your spine from that flat back pose. Inhale, come all the way up. Squeeze the legs together. If you can't squeeze the legs together, you'll put a block between your knees, maybe a block between your ankles, and then bend your knees. Push your sit bones down into your heels. Bend your knees. Push your sit bones down into your heels. Squeeze the legs together. And breathe, friends. Don't stop breathing. And behind all of that rigor in your legs, behind the constant breath, is something quite peaceful and quite still. And if you focus on the rigor enough, you focus on the legs, you focus on the breath, you'll hear it. You'll see something quite still behind it, undisturbed. Lift up your heels if it's available. You can go even lower with your hips. Lift up your heels as high as you can lift them. Stay with us, friends. Don't choose a level of rigor that makes you want to bail. Choose a level of rigor that you can still be here with us. Good. Now from here, go into our forward bend. Inhale into flat back. And then exhale, step your right foot back into warrior one foot. So you're turning that heel in and down. Pull those blocks back and put them on the high setting next to your front foot. Push the blocks down and lift your crown up. Good. Push the blocks down. It's a very important step. And lift your crown up. Good. Now from there, reset your feet. Both feet should be planted. Looks good. Really strong alignment and lines there. Strong legs. Keep pressing down. If you're up for it, you're going to take your left hand off the block and stretch it forward. Like you're giving someone a handshake. Straight forward. You're giving someone a handshake. See if you can lift that hand a little higher. Don't change anything else. This would be level 2 already, I guess. Level 3 would be both hands up, double handshake. Next time you meet somebody, ask them if they want to do double handshake. Keep breathing. Nice to meet you. Would you like a double handshake? Good. Both hands down. Whew, step back. Downward facing dog. Walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. You think I was the first person that made up double handshake? I feel like that's probably happened before. One person might have to go like this with their hands. Okay. Chair pose with blocks or with legs together. Squeeze and start to lower down. Squeeze the legs and start to lower down, pushing your sit bones into your heels. Drawing the lowest belly muscles in. The belly muscles below the navel. Hands me in prayer for a little more ease. Hands out in front for a little more challenge. Go so low, but lift your heels up. We are all practicing together. Different levels, but the same directionalities. Breathing here. Good. Feet flat, forward bend. That's an exhale. Inhale, flat back. And then bend your knees, step your left foot back, turn the heel down, warrior one legs. Put those blocks to frame the front foot and push down the blocks to lift your crown. This is where some of us are just going to take this pose for the full duration. Next level is to lift one arm straight out, shaking a hand. That's the right arm first. Maybe a little bit higher. Keep the core engaged, keep the feet secure. And then maybe both hands reach out, breathing. Find the clarity and smoothness in your breath and the fire and heat in the body. And beyond that, something much calmer. Good. Hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Let's lower down to our knees. Inhale, come up, kneeling posture. Turn the palms to face front. Open the throat and chest. Invite your breath in. Invite the breath into your practice. This will bring you more towards presence rather than thoughts more towards you. Invite the breath into the practice. Support your low back. Gently push the hips down and forward. And allow the front of your spine to open even more. Very nice. Good. Let's come out of our pose. And you're going to find forearm plank. So today, if you want your forearm plank, you actually clutch one of your blocks, or you're just going to do palms flat on the floor, about a shoulder's distance or blocks distance apart. So holding the block or palms on the floor. And we'll start on our knees and just walk the knees back until your body tells you that you're in forearm plank. Keep your shoulders over your elbows. Now, how does the body tell you you are in forearm plank? It should not be your spine. It should not be your back that says, oh, that's forearm plank, but rather the core, the abdominals near the navel. They'll say, oh, this is plank. The low back should never tell you this is forearm plank. The core lifts to support the low back. And for those of us who want a little more challenge, you're just going to lift those knees off the ground. Once you've found forearm plank, you can lift the knees and make the legs straight. Breathe. Calm, equanimous breath. Good. Drop your pelvis into the floor. Drop the pubic bone down towards the floor, and then slowly open the vertebra at the front of your spine. Open the vertebra on the front of your spine. Softly listen to each chamber opening and invite the breath into your practice. Good. You can gently lower down and rest your forehead on your block or just straight on the floor. And then open your arms out like gentle airplane wings or hover wings. And lift your legs gently. Go locust posture. Breathe here. You can take the forehead back off the floor or prop. Breathe. When the muscles become tight, they clench because you chose a pose that's too deep for your effort level. This adds tension to your body. These poses, even though they're challenging, they should be reducing stress hormone, reducing adrenal fatigue, because you learn how to breathe humbly in them and rest. Rest your body a moment and really reflect on this idea of learning how to breathe humbly in these poses that are asking, maybe demanding something of us. And let's try again, honoring. It is not our ego that determines the difficulty of the poses, but where our body is at today. Hold the block or place the palms flat on the floor. And lift your hips up again for forearm plank. We start on our knees and walk the knees back until our core says, yep, that's forearm plank. Remember, the belly decides where plank is happening, not the spine. Once you're there, you can lift the knees straight up, keeping the feet on the floor, and breathe. Long, slow breath. Two more. Out. Inhale. Exhale. And lower the pubic bone into the mat. And once the pelvis is heavy into the earth, now let the spine drive the pose. Feel the front of your spine opening and opening and opening. Breathe full body breaths to help release tension. You'll find, where else can I open the front of my spine? Good. Rest your forehead on a block or on the mat. Stretch your arms out. Hover them about 6 inches off the ground or whatever's available to you. And then hover your legs off the ground. Again, keeping the legs straight, keeping the arms straight. You can lift your crown off the ground. Feel your back muscles holding you up. It is not the will or effort of the ego that is holding you up. You are existing in this posture and inviting the breath to flow through it. And relax. Place those hands under the shoulders. You can come up through a cobra pose if you wish, or just go right ahead and push back to child's pose. Sitting your hips back towards your heel. Spread your palms and fingers brightly, and let's lift up into downward facing dog. Stretch the backs of your legs evenly. Good. Walk your hands back or your feet forward and come all the way up to mountain. Now let's step our left foot forward and our right foot back. We want to have the hips slightly closed so you can turn the back foot in slightly. Plant both feet and straighten both legs the same amount. Take a moment to sink your whole foot into the earth. And make sure both hip points point forward. Open your chest and pull the collarbones apart. Good. Exhale. Slide your nose, your chin forward as you pull your sit bones backward. The legs do not change. Those feet are still sinking into the mat, like the way we let our feet sink at the beach when the ocean comes in on that wet sand. That's the way the feet should just sink into your mat. Feel how the energy moves through your hips, through your knee joints, into your heavy, heavy feet. Good. Now, we can keep our hands on our hips. We can place our hands on our shin. More challenge, you're going to take your arms out like wings of an airplane. More challenge still, you're going to reach your hands out in front like you're doing double handshake. The spine should be the same for everyone. It is a flat back pose. Breathe here. Each breath long and smooth. Choose the level of rigor that most benefits you. Good, now bend your front knee deep, keeping your back heel down. Bend your front knee deep, keep your back heel down and stretch your arms forward and up and up and up until you lean back and your ribs, your heart opens forth. Good, full warrior one pose. One more deep breath and step out of your posture. Good. You can wiggle your joints. Listen to your body. There should be no tightness once you relax from the pose. This is the sign that the asana was done at the right level. Now you may crave air. Give it to your body. Invite a full breath in. Even give yourself a moment of pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale. Okay, right foot in front, left foot is back. We're starting fresh. We're having a calm, level mind. That rigor will build. We start at 0. Make the feet flat, conscientiously sinking our whole feet into the earth. And square your hip points to the front of your mat. So that's how you decide how long and how turned out your back foot needs to be. But we don't want to lock out our knee either. So we want to be able to feel the whole foot from heel to toe to ball of the foot heavy. Okay, take a deep breath and open your chest, open your collarbones. And now push your chin, push your nose forward as you pull your sit bones back. This will keep a flat back pose as you approach the asana. The feet should not change, the legs should not change. And you can just work here. If this feels rigorous to you, just work right here. You can manage this. Or you can do hands in prayer, or you can do arms and wings, or you can do both arms out in front. But choose a variation where your presence is requested. And then honor that request to be here in the posture. Breathe, friends. Feel the breath making the limbs feel more open and expansive. And then if you lost focus, the pose would wobble. The pose might lose balance. Couple more deep breaths. The pose all of a sudden gets easier. Maybe you make the arm placement a little more challenging and make sure, hey, just because the pose got easier, I spent a few moments here, now I can add more presence. Good, bend your front knee, keep that back heel down. Bend your front knee, lift forward and up until you arc back, opening the ribs, opening the heart into warrior one. Look up, even back, some of us. And step out of our pose. Check in with your body. You should feel vitalized and refreshed. There should be less shoulder tension after the pose, not more. Good. Okay, let's balance. So using a wall, if we need the wall, we're gonna balance on our right foot down and grab our left shin, holding maybe under the left foot. Okay, so using the wall if you need it. Keep your shoulders heavy and lift your ankle up. Good. Focus on an upright spine. Maybe focusing your gaze on a spot on the wall. Good idea to make that spot eye level or slightly above eye level. Good, now you can just stay here, keep holding the foot or pull the foot against the leg and let the knee drop open. Good, looks great. Now, the next level, stay upright. That's a great posture just to keep holding the upright pose, or you start to fold. Start to fold over the left heel. Listening to your standing leg. Your standing leg is telling you everything you need to know about this pose. You want to keep it straight but not locked out. And you can slide the hands down the leg as you start to fold forward and work on your balance. Good, breathing. Breathing. Find a place where we can hold the posture, friends. Be humble with yourself. Be honest with yourself. The hardest part of this posture is to come back up. So root down, push down through that whole foot. Push into that wet sand as you rise back up and release the posture. Good. Okay, so you can stop at any stage where you can bring the fullness of your attention. Let's go to our second side. So turning on the wall if you're using the wall, and lift and hold the right ankle. Stage one is just to hold and lift, staying very upright. This is a wonderful pose to practice. Stage two is to position the heel ankle against the standing thigh, or as high as it'll go, standing hip really, and open the right knee. Okay, I don't know what stage you're at, but the next stage, this is a great place to hold. Are we still upright in this version? If you feel good here, you can add more mind intensity to the body's posture. You can start to hinge at your hips over that lifted heel. Focus on your standing leg as you bow. Breathe. You want to keep the standing leg as straight as possible today without locking it out. Those muscles are engaged. Focus your mind. Good. Push down through the standing leg. Still staying present. Ooh, I lost it myself. Still staying present. I'm going for it again. I'm going right back to my pose where I lost my mind. And I'm moving my mind back through that difficult moment. Good. Release your posture. Wonderful. All right, wide-legged stance. And not too wide, because we're going to turn our toes out and bend our knees. So horse stance or goddess pose, they'll call it. And then you're going to lift your arms up. Take your left elbow under your right elbow and stare at both palms. Left under right and stare at both palms. And now it's like one of those 3D glasses. Try to think that you're trying to overlap your palms. It can't really happen. I hope not, at least. Otherwise, you have one forearm that's a lot longer than the other. But you're thinking about trying to overlap those palms. Breathe. Feet evenly sink into the sand. Open the knee. Good. A little wider stance, I think, some of you. Robin, you're good, but Irina and Sue, I think a little wider stance would be good. Yeah, turn a little wider on your mat. Inhale, stretch your arms straight, stretch your legs straight. So if you could bend your knees past your toes, you definitely need a wider stance. You want the knees over the arch of the foot. So bend the knees so the knees go over the arch of the foot, and the intensity is not in the knee, but in the core of our quad. Then wrap your right elbow under the left, and we'll just do the opposite side if you got that wrong. Or I communicated poorly. I'll take responsibility. And look at your palms today and think about overlapping them like it was 3D glasses coming into vision. Breathe here, opening the back of your shoulder blades. Keep calm breathing. Soften the grip of your feet. Inhale all the way up. Straighten those joints. And let's go ahead and make our feet parallel now. And bow forward. All the way down, as low as you'd like to go. And once you're down, you're going to walk your hands under the legs or through the legs and spider crawl your fingertips as far as possible so the feet are still evenly grounded. Receive the breath. Good. Come back forward, press your hands down underneath your shoulders and look up, flat back pose. Maybe using a block a little bit easier or a coffee table. Place your right hand under the block and stretch your left hand straight out like an airplane. Push down through your feet and draw your navel in on the exhale. Keep that. Inhale, turn your shoulder up to the sky. Breathe in the posture. Good. Place that hand back on your prop or on the floor and stretch. I think now it's the right hand straight out like an airplane. Press down through your feet. Exhale, squeeze deep at the navel and just below it. Keep that. Inhale, turn your right side open into the twist. Pushing down with the left hand. Come back down and then bend your knees to come up out of the posture. Inhale, stretch your arms out, palms up. Reach out through your pinky and pull the thumb back. So we're opening across our chest. Good. Now twist to your left. Exhale, squeeze the navel in. Inhale, lift up your left arm. And with your left hand, swoop across, holding your outer right leg, maybe even holding the outer right foot, and send your right arm to the sky. Look up and figure out how to relax your neck in this pose. Breathe. Circulate energy through the pose. Inhale, back up. If you need to release the legs, you can, otherwise stay with me. It's fine to take a quick break. Stretch the pinkies out. Pull the thumbs back. Open the chest and fill in that space with breath. Twist to your right. Inhale, lift up your your right hand, lift up your right hand. And then exhale, take it all the way across, holding the outer leg or outer foot. Breathe in your twist. Find a way to look up and relax your neck. Inhale, back up and step out of your posture. Shake out your legs, walk in place. Have a quick sip of water even. And see how your muscles and joints feel. When you're ready, come back to mountain posture and let your head feel heavy like a bowling ball. So the chin drops. The back of the neck should feel long and the shoulders are heavy. When the head is released like this, now bring the chest up slowly. So the chin and the collarbones still feel connected to each other. And see if you can just rise. You don't have to look upwards, you don't have to look outwards. Just see how much inner rising you can do with your posture here. The shoulders should remain extremely calm. Good. From mountain pose at the front of your mat, bend your knees and step your right leg back again. Pyramid legs. The feet are flat. Keep that chin gently hugging towards your collarbones, towards your clavicle. And this time, if you have blocks, you might use them. You can put them next to your foot. And what you're going to do, instead of keeping the flat back, you're going to actually curl this time. The most challenging is to put your hands in prayer behind your back. And if you can't do that, you can just hold your forearms. Or even hold a strap. That's a really good variation as well. I mean, you can even hold a block, I guess, too. That's a nice variation. Okay, so choosing something that works for you. Ground through your feet. And now with the chin heavy, curl your spine like the way a pill bug would try to curl itself, like the way an armadillo would try to hide its body to protect its armor, or protect itself with its armor. And you're curling your back. You're curling your front against the front thigh. Curling. If you can balance with those hands behind your back, continuing to feel this curl sensation, drawing the belly muscles into the spine, pulling the skull on the inside of the knee. Breathe and feel the pose. This should absolutely be challenging your balance. You got it, stay with it. Challenging your balance here and try to relax the feet so they're just holding you up. Good. Now push from your abdomen down through your tail, down through your feet to roll up. Good. Bend your knees and step out of your posture. Okay, so please choose a variation that does challenge the balance. That micro firing of the leg muscles is one of the keys to this pose. The keys to keeping your dharana, keeping your focus. Let's change the leg. I think it's the left foot back. The hips are square. Let the head hang like a bowling ball. Choose an arm placement that works for you. Try to keep the legs heavy, like they are submerged in sand. And curl like a pill bug, like an armadillo, like a fern stem blooming in rewind. Curl down over the front leg. Breathe to maintain focus. When you think about maybe placing that head just inside the knee, and then breathe and stabilize your posture. Stay with it. Try to relax the tension in your toes, but maintaining the level of rigor required in the mind. Draw the navel in, push it down through your tail, push your tail down through your feet to wind out of the pose. Wonderful. Step out and relax your joints. Good work today. Really wonderful. Let's come down to kneeling and walk the feet back, knees back, until we can lay on our belly. Good. Laying on your belly, you're going to stretch your right arm straight out like an airplane. And you're going to stretch your left arm forward like a superhero. And now lift your left leg, up in the air. So we've got the right arm out like an airplane, lift the left leg up in the air and try to bring your leg over to the right side. So you're opening and twisting. You're getting an opening in your right chest and shoulder. And the right low belly and hip are opening. Actually, there's quite a lot going on in this pose. Good. Let's come back to center. Put your left arm straight out like an airplane, your right arm out in front, like you're reaching for something. And then lift your right leg up and take it over to your, something that you're going to bump with your foot. Just kidding. Take it over to your left, but not to bump things. Breathe and experience the posture. Let the joints, let the bones be heavy. Benefiting from the passive stretching now. Coming back to center. Prop your, roll onto your right side. You can put a little pillow or something under your skull. So you're on your side. Then, on your right side, Stack your hips and stack your knees. Bend your left knee more deeply and hold the foot with your hand. So you're doing a quad stretch a little bit on your side. And you don't have to pull today. Don't even try to be active. Just hold the foot. And if you want more intensity, walk the hand more towards the shin. But just holding the foot should provide enough passive stretch. Breathe here. The other way to get a little more passive stretch is just to let that leg move back. Just separating those knees by taking the left knee back. Good. Release the efforts for the hold and roll onto your other side. So you're laying with the left side down and stacking your hips and knees. Bend the right knee more deeply and hold the foot with the right hand. You can just stay passive and calm right here. Or if you want a little more, you walk the hand more toward the shin, or gently let the knees part, pulling the knee back. The muscles should have no inclination, no desire to tense or squeeze. The muscles are content with the level of sensation they are already experiencing. And release. Roll onto your back. Take a moment to listen carefully. Perhaps you would like one more posture, like another twist or a gentle bridge pose, maybe just your favorite pose. And begin to really let the practice go now. We build breath attentiveness. We build body rigor and heat. Then we build mindful focus and clarity. Then we build open body awareness, passive body awareness. Now we're releasing all those things. Allowing the effects of our practice to nourish and heal the body. Make sure you are comfortable. Make sure your limbs are at ease. And pay your mind no mind. Stretch your body. And take a comfortable seat on your mat. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.